Check, check, check. You know it's a beat to the bling representing for DJ Soca-holic. You run the place, you lock the place, keeping it real all the time. Boogie and dance it straight.
Just don't understand, you're a real heartless woman. You're gone with the men from the mainland. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
When I hear this one boy, my heart beat. He gets shallow, in a sheep. He said it's a promise he must keep. If you can get home, and them take sheep. This one was brought to my attention. Shallow prefer sheep more than woman. But he said it's hard in recession, so the sheep must have an abortion. Boy, I never see nothing so yet. One government with two cabinet. Bound to lie is leader of the gang. So they running rings around Tillman. If they feel that tongue people sleeping, Palm well judgment they come in. Tongue people say brimstone and fire. For what bound to lie do to Peter? If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't have no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there is plenty of them calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. Jumping, plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman, please take charge of NDC. Accept a jokers in government, dotish and grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work, and for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill. Daddy, people say brimstone and fire. For what bong to lie to Peter? If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't have no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there is plenty of them calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. Jumping, plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman, please take charge of NDC. Accept a jokers in government, dotish and grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work, and for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill.
A pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And how are we doing this afternoon?
Not even a shoes that he buying, but for carnival it's a price.
I have a kind of melee feeling this evening, right?
So I went and talked to my papa.
Good evening, everybody.
Question asking, and when you get that new class,
it is the 12th day of December, 2023. Heading into the Christmas season. Christmas vibes. It is 3 minutes past the hour of 6. A wonderful day in Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique.
Catchers, Grenadians, they're real angry, and so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass, same story NDC.
Tell you I'm feeling for melee.
Hell in the country, but NDC
want to sing a parang today.
More short man abracadabra. In Swahili means bring back Jonah. All parasite.
Me pull back that voice.
Living happy in a big wall house, watching TV and daddy. Which color that man in the party?
That kind of evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Daddy, the queen for England, have no back daddy. And when you get the new clocks, then daddy.
That kind of evening. Share the live. Let them know that we here. Listen to us.
Have no back daddy. Catchers, Grenadians, they're real angry, and so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass, same story NDC playing the ras. People catching hell in the country, but NDC blind like they can't see. Folk more short man abracadabra. In Swahili means bring back Jonah. All parasite lazy years and house. Living happy.
I tell you it's gonna be that kind of evening. Information for so, melee for so, parang. So they have a special thing. So they just call me number 10. Come for her specially today. Come for her special today. Share the live right now. Welcome to the people on my Facebook and YouTube page. I want to play that boss again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of melee feeling in me? Come here, melee-ish. Is there a word like that? You think you know they sing that song and same thing?
Catch us Grenadians, they real angry. And so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass. Same story, NDC playing the ras. People catching
Share the live.
but NDC
Tag somebody.
fuck more short man up.
It's not gonna be an easy evening.
Means bring back Joe.
I'm well rested.
Outside lazy years
It's been a while.
in a big war.
So I'm here this evening.
Piano and phone away.
I'm going to unfold some information.
Like that sitting duck pushing the luck. Why the hell he go and look for work? He win the first prize convincingly. The laziest man of the century. If you living in glass house, you shouldn't help no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave.
Let them know that I'm here.
Especially when
Class is in session.
the name gone.
We are ready to start.
Please don't say
Let it take long. Let it take long. Ladies and gentlemen, again, a pleasant good afternoon to you. And I hope everybody is doing fine. I want to ensure that I am properly fixed. I realize that my laptop is a little distant away from me. So I want to ensure that is in its rightful place. Also, I want to ensure all my information is right at the tip of my finger. And I hope everybody is hearing me through the speakers loud and clear. I am up to 50 persons already on the live, so it means that we're going somewhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, and let me just, I missed some information, so let me ensure I had it at the tip of my fingers, but I realized it got lost somewhere. So let me ensure that I get that information right. There it is. Is that it? Is that it? No, that's not it. Come on, where's my information? Where's my information? Don't come on, information. Don't leave me and go today. I need you very close to me this afternoon because I don't want you going anywhere far. Come on. I don't know, for some reason I had that information up there. But anyway, go ahead, people. You can share the live. Let them know that we're here. We're ready to have conversations. And it is just me just looking for something through my information here. And for some reason, there it is. There it is. Lovely. Right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the class in session. Welcome to another classroom session. It is yours truly, Royalty James. I am pumped. I am hype. I would have had a very long rested few days. So I am here again. I would have had a wonderful intake of the Grenada's budget debate that was presented from since last Wednesday, on the 4th of December, last Wednesday. All right. It has been a wonderful and informative few days. And so I am here to ensure that I break down that information so that you would be able to understand the information. And we have just about under an hour, or just about a little bit over an hour, to ensure that this information is being disseminated clearly and that we understand that during this session, we try our best not to insult, be obscene, defamate, or ridicule anybody, and most of all, not spread propaganda. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to say that in Grenada, it is a new trend that most persons that have been labeled supporters or affiliates of the new National Party have since started getting regional and international recognition. And so we're grateful for that. Realize that once they label you in Grenada as an affiliate of the new National Party, you realize from starting with Sister Julie Dubois, and we're going to say that has been a classmate, a class student of ours, and since she have been labeled NNP, she have been world-renowned, recognized in the field of dentistry, and so that is just a little taste, a little scratch at the surface. And then when we thought it could not have gotten better, they would have affiliated the ex-commissioner of police with the new National Party, and so he too was regionally recognized. And so at this stage, congratulations is in full order in him obtaining, I think, the position as Commissioner of Police in the Turks and Caicos Island, right? So what we didn't want here and we threw away because of what we believe or perceive to be political affiliates, they are recognized. And then we place just a little more icing on the cake with recently appointed George to Belize in that of Brother Derek Sylvester. So once you are affiliate of the New National Party, you are realizing that your recognition does stay on the shows. So as long as they're calling you NNP and they want to ridicule you, realize that once those things goes with your name and you're affiliated with the New National Party, we, ladies and gentlemen, are being recognized not just regionally but internationally. And we're not getting liquor walk. We're not getting a blind. We're getting positions in which we are the helm. We're getting commissioner of police. We're getting regional recognition and international recognition. And then we're becoming judges and so on in different countries. If you want to affiliate the NNP with that, we're grateful. We're going to take it. I have always said, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have been following me that long, that I say to you, when the New National Party leaves office and persons are left behind, they are not left as no Don said. People that have been placed there when the New National Party is there, they are considered persons that are highfalutin. So you hear my grandmother using that word. So whenever you're affiliated with the New National Party, you realize that your recognition goes up. And it goes not just beyond, it goes beyond the shores of Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique. So Sister Julie Dubois, NNP. The ex-commissioner of police, Mr. Martin, NNP, another recognition. And now it was once said that Derek Sylvester would have become the leader of the New National Party and his affiliation with the party. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today and we can give full congratulations to the J brother Derek Sylvester, on obtaining the position as judge out there in Belize. So let us congratulate them. Prezi like all you. Somebody saying we are the head and not the tail. Press the likes button. Let me show them some love. This is 3 persons in Grenada thus far that they have affiliated with the New National Party. And as he said, we don't just dance here, we dancing abroad. We big, we bad, and we bold face. You understand me? So tell them, continue affiliating persons with the New National Party while the rest of the Caribbean and international world continue to see us, and not just see us on the mere fact of a political affiliation, but it goes way beyond. It goes to the point where once you're an NNP in Grenada, outside there, you're a judge, you're a commissioner of police, you're a dentist recognized. You understand me? So continue to affiliate persons whose merit speaks for them, and think political affiliation is what could keep them down. Persons are going to see their work. You understand me? There is some of you all who read the Bible more than I do. There's a voice that speaks to that. Let men see the work in you. There is some voice. Somebody know it. Give me the voice fast. You understand me? I'm not so voice in the voice. You understand me? So once you affiliate with us, the Bible speaks as it relates to that. It says, let men see the work in you. And so this is what has been happening. So when you affiliate persons on the democratic right to have an affiliation with a political party and believe that is all, then yeah, somebody is saying by the fruits you shall know them. And mind you, it's not ripe fruits, it's green fruits. Make that specific, because they might just say fruit and they might think about a ripe mango. You understand me? We're still young. You understand me? And the reason why the New National Party remains the color green, because we stay young and vibrant. You understand me? Persons are begging persons to eat greens. Eat greens. Never hear nobody boss about eat yellow yet. It might stain your teeth. All right? And with all the good news that have been spread, ladies and gentlemen, we have had an incident of a stabbing incident in the Willis area last night. And so we want to extend to the family and friends of the person who sustained the injuries, and even the person who has been involved or alleged to have been involved. We want to ensure that true justice takes its course. We don't just want to jump on the notion that the individual is wrong, right? I mean, sometimes there is self-defense and other things, but we're not saying here on this program who is right or wrong, but we want to ensure that all parties involved are being dealt with fairly. And I pray that the person who's injured, his recovery becomes one that would bring him back to full health. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, as aforementioned, last Wednesday the Grenada budget was presented, and so our opposition members would have deliberated. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have your mouse right now, or you don't know what to press, sit down in your house wherever it is and give a strong congratulation, a strong round of applause. Let the neighbor feel you're mad right now, and give a strong round of applause to the deliberation made by the opposition members in the Honorable House. My goodness, boy, that is opposition to having country. That is how people must be opposition. That is how people must ensure that opposition stands for them. And I'm seeing that Soca Live Wire. We're gonna extend that sympathy also to Patrice Roberts, who would have lost her fiance today. So we want to extend that also. But let me not sidetrack a bit, but we want to ensure that we see that. Watch, as somebody just put it, we bad. That is how you have people, oppositions in country. That is how people sit and deliberate on issues of states. That is how people bring to you facts and information, not on the merit that they feel, that they hot, that is sitting on the other side of the table. That is how people stand for people. Correction, respect, sir. That's her husband. Sorry. So somebody put fiance. I don't think, but don't distract me yet. I'm coming to Miss Roberts. But we time pass for those intricates, right? So we want to say that the Prime Minister, and I'm calling him that, the Prime Minister was in the House. And so I believe on the other side, when we would have given to them the response to the budget and the things that we outlined on them, they yet failed to address them. And we know that was coming. So we didn't expect anything wow about their response after Dr. Mitchell would have presented and responded to the budget presented. And so we gave you numbers and figures, and I quote, when I see numbers, it just turn me on. The words of Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell in the House of Parliament. When I see numbers, it just turn me on. So all the big numbers, $23 million still unaccounted for. So much things, all over the place, and we address them precisely. We address them in the manner in which you didn't have to run behind nothing. You understand me? To find out what we're talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since many persons have not heard me speak about number 10 on my program. Because I believe that my energy was not to be exerted onto this woman. But let me address something professionally, and I'm taking a status first from an individual's Facebook posting that reads, Delma's behavior in Parliament is disappointing. Your recent action switching sides is your right. No problem. Do your thing. But airing personal grievances publicly in Parliament at a budget debate was unprofessional, cringed, and embarrassing. Prime Minister Dickon and the NDC may have gained politically by exploiting your vulnerability, but your unpredictability is likely causing them concern. They might fear that you could turn against them in a similar manner. Such conduct undermines the seriousness of the Parliament and its proceedings. I fear your political career if you don't settle down and stop with the antics. Furthermore, the delay in addressing the key issues like the budget debate is concerning. When can we expect Parliament to focus on the critical matter? The last few days was filled with a lot of passive aggression, jabs and daggers, little time spent on the budget. Will there be a real budget debate next week? Somebody's asking whether or not there would be a real budget debate next week. But here that I come in, I tell all you, I come in, let me take my time.
It was calm courtesy because I was begging then, Mr. Speaker. I was a beggar then, and I cried for days.
If you're hungry mouth, if you beggy, you could come and be parliamentarian. All kind of people go by you.
I was treated with calm courtesy because I was begging then.
Let's move on. We get into that.
But you don't have to give them anything. That's people that love you, Mr. Speaker. You empathize with them. You don't give them anything. But he's saying 4 years, 4.5 years.
You realize choke going around? I hope you all watched the budget and realize that choke was going around.
You should be glad. But you have to empathize with them. But you don't have to give them anything. That's people that love you, Mr. Speaker. You empathize with them. You don't give them anything. But he's saying 4 years, 4.5 years.
Choke going around, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful when you're speaking nowadays and the truth is not being told, ladies and gentlemen. You go choke. But let me extend this, and I want to look tag her because I know she likes Facebook. And tag this lady and tell her this for me, please. Thanks.
Yeah, well, if you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, just hush and go your way. Will you? Cause we don't want them negative vibes and energy. Yeah, yeah. Best you move from wrong way. Stay far from way. Yeah, well, if you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, just hush and go your way. Will you? Cause we don't want them negative vibes and energy. Yeah, yeah. Best you move from wrong way.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who could recall clearly, when this lady left the New National Party and her deliberation was made at her welcoming party, her full concern and when leaving spoke to her constituency and the importance of her constituency. Now, since joining the party as the most experienced person, the most experienced politician on the government side, you are yet to even earn a ministerial position. Up to this date, the information cannot be extended to the House of Parliament as it relates to your position in the position of within the government. Sorry, I fumbled there a bit. Now you should be shameful as a woman whose estimates, I should say, whose excellence was held very high, and you ensure that you told the Grenadian people that, hey, while I was there, I was being mentioned as the most trustworthy parliamentarian and minister of government. You told the Grenadian people that. You said that the party that you were leaving held you at a very high esteem. You told the people that. So at no point in time, the political party in which you left, you never told the Grenadian people that nobody verbally ridiculed you. And your concern, main concern, when leaving the party and ensuring to the Grenadian people that your concern will lay on your constituency. Now, what at budget debates, when the expectation and your deliberation must surround your constituency because you don't hold a ministerial position, they talking mess about you the beggy, but you don't beggy no more. No, you're not beggy no more. At this position, you're not. At this position, you're not. But the most important thing is that your pocket is being filled, but your trust has been lost. Let me say that again. Your pocket is being filled, my dear sister, but your trust as a politician is being lost or has been lost. And so the expectation, and I've always said it on my program, always said it on my program, This is one of the female politicians in Grenada I hold very high. Very high. I don't care what side she's on. But you see, when you bring yourself down there, especially when you're expected to represent for a people, you're putting yourself in the area where pig will play with you. You in the mud. And so when you reach in the mud, you turn a piglet, you playing with all the other pigs. So come down. I know good for myself, I know. But if I am given the opportunity to stand in the House of Parliament in a budget debate to ensure that I represent a constituency, I will not do that shit. Sorry. Because you're given the opportunity to address issue of state with financial budget in front of you, and you in the House of Parliament passing PVC. Woman, think of your bloody self. You in the House of Parliament passing PVC to a junior minister, making a metaphoric statement as it relates to a government that you are a part of. Lady, he's laughing you. The gentleman is ridiculing you. The blind could see that. The gentleman is speaking about the past administration, your predecessors. He spoke about you. And you sat there passing a PVC and laughing. A man talking about you. You don't understand that. I mean, you have to be you have PhD to understand that simple sentiment. He said his predecessors, in which you were a part of. So when he spoke as it relates to that, he spoke about you. And so you handed him a pipe to talk about you. You give a man a pipe to talk about you. And you're grinning in the House of Parliament, and a man telling you, you were sitting in the chair over there and you didn't do anything. That is what he told you. And so you laugh, you grin, and you hand the pipe. I mean, corned beef better than you. Corned beef better than you. You sit in the House of Parliament as a senior minister on the government side, the most experienced senior minister. And you have a junior, not even a minister. Because 2 years is probation. They have not yet reached that. When you have served 2 terms within a government in Grenada. And you telling me you're going to even drop yourself to that standard? Woman, come on. Back in the days, I remember old people, when young ladies bring themselves to that standard, they just call them and pinch them. You just pinching them, you just pinching them. You hold no position. If anybody is to be disrespecting you, is now. You have joined the political organization, administration, sorry, from since, what, we're on how much months now? Somebody help me. How much months now you have joined the political organization? We can hear you walking along in any ministry. We don't know where you're walking. And somebody, I am subjected to correction. I am subjected to corrections that this administration have disclosed to the Grenadian people as it relates to the role and function, as it relates to Miss Delma Thomas' position within this government. You can't bring yourself down there. It was your constitutional right, your democratic right to cross the floor. But the expectation from you while sitting over there is the level of maturity, the level of professionalism, the level of integrity in which you left the New National Party with. That is what I expected from you on the other side. It was your right. And I know you're a woman that can keep or should be keeping your standard. But you go with little children. You go with little children, so little children taking you and make papi show. Little children taking you now and make papi show. You're passing PVC. You're passing PVC. You're good just to pass PVC in the House of Parliament. And again, the decorum of the House. The decorum of the House. The decorum of the House. How often do you see members of the House? I remember the last time it happened was with Mr. Tobias Clement. I think he brought a bell or something so in the House of Parliament. You have to keep your standard. This has nothing to do with whether or not you have left the political organization that you were a part of. My thing is that you can't tell me that in a budget debate, when the expectation is that you deliberate and deliberate precisely as it relates to what you are going to do to aid in the development of your constituency. You stand up there talking about, oh, how you were treated and how you was this. We hear that and them already. Persons within your constituency expecting you to stand and say, well, the monies that was given in education, there are 4 schools in the area, or a daycare, or what is given to housing, or what is given to health. This is the deliberation to be given. Not the expectation as to what Kit Mitchell do you. We hear that in them already. We have heard that in them already. You cannot say to me that as a senior parliamentarian, you don't know what has to be said at a budget debate. You up to this day have not addressed the important issue as it relates to the budget debate. You can't tell me that. You're a senior parliamentarian and you are expected to know what must happen in the House. And so, when the constituency sat there and started to listen to you, we weren't expecting to hear things about what you and Kit Mitchell and them have and what happened. And we heard that, and you had about 3. How much meetings you had? You went in the school, you had a meeting. You went on about 4 programs. You make all your Facebook status. So we knew there were issues that you claim that you have. We are aware of that. But you're given the opportunity, my dear sister, to deliberate on the expenditures of the state and within your constituency. That was your expectation on that blessed day. And you failed to represent for your constituency. You failed. In many a times, I have not said it, but you have failed the people of your constituency in the last sitting of the budget debate. Because you said nothing substantiable to them. You disclosed nothing that of essence that would aid in the development of your constituency. You place yourself in the back burner for yourself. Right now you're burning and people are even turning you off. Because nothing. We heard every issue. We have heard all what Kit Mitchell did and how much money you didn't get, and we heard all those things. We are exhausted with that information, Sister Thomas. We are exhausted with that situation. Question posed to you: what is your role within this government? How do you exercise your experience and knowledge to the younger parliamentarians? What have you since gotten for your constituency while sitting with this government? Are questions posed to you, and that should have been deliberated to the House. Even if you want to say, okay, well, last year's budget, you saw X, Y, or Z. And you come in the House and like you want to cry. This is not the time for that. You sat in the very House with the very said speaker and you cross the floor. You get like you cross the floor on the time of the budget debate. You do over there long. But old people have a saying. When you don't have nothing to say. When you don't have nothing to say, Papa, mwe, anything. And so, Sister Delma, we ask you, please, listen to us.
Yeah, well, if you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, just push and go your way. Will you? Cause we don't want them negative vibes and energy.
You don't want nothing in MP again.
From wrong way, stay far from way.
Don't come back.
Yeah, well, if you have nothing good to say,
We don't want you back.
don't say nothing at all, just push and go your way.
Pack your bag.
Cause we don't want them negative vibes and energy. Yeah.
We're done with that.
You move from wrong way,
Watch us.
stay far from way.
Hey.
Yeah.
We don't want this kind of energy again. We gone past that stage. We left that. We left that area. I've always said it and I wouldn't stop saying it. You're high up on my list. You failed. You failed. However, amongst all the negative, ladies and gentlemen, on within the budget debate deliberation, she didn't just, you see, and again, you see, when you go wrong, when and there's a saying, and for most of us here who are old enough and have old parenting knowledge, when you are wrong, your elders, and elders have grown you correctly, you have no other choice. Maybe you would pass among your peers and not say nothing. But you see, when you're wrong, big people, grown people, mature people, you have a tendency as to know how to deport yourself, how to carry yourself, right? You would know. People don't have to come and tell you, because there's a difference from if you're going around here from there. And so with Sister Delma on the other side, even the younger ones don't even know to address the house and people of the state. Listen.
But I just want to say a special morning to my colleagues on this side as well as the other side of the house, through you, Mr. Speaker, and to all of the commoners in chamber with us this morning. But
Papa. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, last week I was part of a youth debate. Last week, youth debate is no debating or addressing the house, even in a mock setting, is not new to me. I mean, watch her, and let me tell you something. Listen to this. Listen, and I played it once. The first student to get it right, you'll get a lollipop. Listen to this.
morning to
let me play back. Sorry.
But I just want to say a special.
Somebody just guess who is the person laughing in the back. Somebody, wild guess. Just make a wild guess. Somebody in the comment section, just put in the comment section who you believe was the person laughing. God, let me give you a little listen again. Well, I don't must make all you listen. Somebody said the PM. But he's only run. Watch me. My mother used to call me before. She had a name. She used to call me Bon Pan. Because of the black. And then sometimes when I really falter, she would say, but you're a papiot? No. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. For the persons who said Ron, the grandfather of SU, that's him. Typical him. Anytime you hear anything goes across the floor during the budget debate, every time. And watch me. It was funny enough, I was watching the budget debates along, well, my wife and I. And I'm hearing laughing across the floor. And it so happened every time I say, Ron, you know. And the camera would flick on him. And it's him. You know. So it's and you hear, you get my point. And I don't know how many of you all saw my Facebook page. And this is serious, people. The Speaker of the House is not taking charge of the House. For those of us who maybe persons who might be on the live right now and have been part of maybe not the real debate but a youth debate before, people there is rules to the House. There are rules to the House that must be governed. Things like over speaking, things like, you know, excessive languages, speaking, two speakers. Listen to me, I'm hearing it, and it was on both sides, and I'll be very fair. Because Dr. Mitchell did it at one time or twice. I noticed him doing it. And then the Prime Minister himself did it. Well, at one time he didn't even go in through the speaker. Right? But there are times when you're addressing a particular minister of government. Mr. Speaker, through you, I would like to, you know, everything goes through the Speaker of the House. Persons were just sending things across the during Mrs. Spear deliberation. She had to be basically answering persons during her deliberation. And it was loud enough that she would hear it. And she's answering to it. And so the speaker wouldn't even stop her and say to the honorable members on the other side, because she's answering them, that, you know, I realize that the minister for you know, St. Andrew South are answering persons on the other side. No, if you're speaking, it is asked that you cease. Because she's answering persons. So she's not mad. It's not that she was just speaking. There were persons across the floor that were saying things. So she was basically responding. Right? So, and the speaker was not even at his self to even address this. And it really baffled me. Because the order of the house was just down the drain. I mean, even this address, commoners, the speaker can't address that. Who are you considering commoners? I mean, the word specially invited guests or the audience was so far from your mind? Or to the persons throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, in here at the House of Parliament or out there in Grenada? You will call people commoners? What is the meaning of the word commoners? Anybody check it and see? I want to check. Let me check my Google one time. I mean, I want to know the meaning of the word commoners. Because I don't know. Commoners. I want to ensure because we're in the classroom. And get the word. One of the ordinary or common people, as opposed to the apostrophe or to royalty. A person who has the right over another land. Example, the passage of mineral extraction. Well, I mean, I'll take the first one. Because it goes to people, because the other one just does something good. One of the ordinary people, and it speaks to royalty. You understand me? And they say that at the end. One of the ordinary people are common people, as opposed to somebody in royalty. So the King of England, when he addresses the people around him, that's commoners. So you see how mentally high they have placed themselves? You're realizing, because this is the definition given. Right? They say a commoner is also known as a common man. Right? The common people of our masses. You understand me? So it's commoners. Somebody's giving me careless, greedy, and needy, nasty people. This is objectable and dismissive language or embedded in the NDC DNA. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre. You see how high mentally they have placed themselves? You see how it is? You can't address people like that. And I'm displeased. But you know me. I will make all your vex though, because she's a James. But however, ladies and gentlemen, despite all the foolishness we heard in the house, I'm just going to give you a little taste of goodness, greatness, in the manner in which you must address a people. So let's take a little bit in. I'll just go into just about 4 to 5 minutes or maybe more of this deliberation, which was on point.
When we make superficial changes, yes, I might be sleeping, to projects, that does not mean, Mr. Speaker.
And you heard what she said, I might be sleeping. At that point, she answered somebody on the other side. Eh? But anyway, let's move.
That is transformational. So when we paint stones and bridges, that's not transformation, Mr. Speaker. There's a definition for transformation. So, Mr. Speaker, you know, I've been thinking and rethinking, even reimagining transformation over the past few days because I've heard it so many times. But you know, when I think of transformation, Mr. Speaker, my mind goes back to the rural electrification program.
Listen to it.
My mind goes back to connection of pipe-borne water to rural communities, the construction of a cruise ship terminus, the construction of the western and eastern main road, connection of high-speed internet to schools, Mr. Speaker, liberalization of the telecommunications sector, introduction of payment for government services online is not the first time, Mr. Speaker. Providing devices to students and principals and teachers during a pandemic, Mr. Speaker. introduction of e-books during a pandemic, Mr. Speaker, my mind keeps going back on transformation. Mr. Speaker, the construction of a cricket and athletic stadium, Mr. Speaker, major initiatives in youth like the Imani program. And you know, Mr. Speaker, I listen to the beating up of the Imani program, Mr. Speaker, over and over and over again. But Mr. Speaker, we identify the weaknesses. Every program would have that. But Mr. Speaker, we are not identifying persons in the medical sector. We are not identifying principals, teachers, persons who rose to the rank in banks, in private institutions, Mr. Speaker. Ask them. Many of them came through the Imani program. Mr. Speaker, when I think of transformation, I think about thousands of scholarships to students from rural communities, changing their lives, changing the lives of their families, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I even think about the introduction of the bathroom and toilet program. Call it whatever you want, wash, whatever it is, Mr. Speaker, transformation. But you know what's significant? Mr. Speaker, all of those initiatives that I reference, Mr. Speaker, they were implemented during the last 30 years under the leadership of the new National Party government. Mr. Speaker, and many of them, Mr. Speaker, if you research, you go back, you would realize that while some of these things were happening, Grenada experienced 2 major hurricanes. Mr. Speaker, Grenada experienced a recession, world recession. Mr. Speaker, and then a global pandemic. The performance of the new National Party government must be mentioned whenever the word transformation is mentioned, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I will always, doesn't matter where I am, I will always be grateful for the contribution of the NNP administration to the transformation
my favorite part
of the socio-economic landscape of this country, Mr. Speaker. Over all these years, under the leadership of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. Mr. Speaker, whatever individual personal differences, Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to go down that road. But Mr. Speaker, don't go there. What I would say is that the contribution that this man has made to this country, Mr. Speaker, he ought to be respected for that. And I will forever respect him for his contribution to this country.
I will post it on my Facebook page that you all get the remainder. I would post it on my Facebook page that you all get the remainder of this contribution, ladies and gentlemen. This contribution is over 1 hour long. And from the onset of her deliberation, without even thinking, she knew her role and function there was to ensure that the information given was precise. Because there is more. Because she is heading into the conversation as it relates to the monies allocated for education. She went into very length of defined information when it comes to information concerning the budget debate and the allocated amount from last year and things that was not done. It was not there to ridicule anybody on the other side. And you realize that on 2 occasions during her deliberation, she had to basically address the other side. Now that is standard. That is quality. That is a budget debate. And this is how you address the House, ladies and gentlemen. You're not there for confusion. You're not there for confusion. You have expenditures of the state, its income and its revenue income to discuss. You gave a budget debate last year that $25 million in health was not yet allocated for. And so Dr. Mitchell addressed many of them. He didn't go there and speak as it relates to the grievances he had with Delma Thomas. And so at no time you heard anyone stop and say, Mr. Speaker, I'm talking to that one day. No. That is woman with class. That is woman with fortitude. And she went there with a cast in her left hand and what appears to be but persons with a mental sane mind sits in the House of Parliament and speak about what problem they had and how they was beggy before. And the Prime Minister makes the statement not too long after, asking persons, if you're beggy, how you could be politician? If you're beggy, how you could be politician? If people come to you. And in closing, people, brings me to my final point. How the Prime Minister addressing its reasoning for the increase in their wages. And it baffles me to ask, how do you give that definition? How you give that? Now you're saying to the people, one, that you give it so that persons will take care of their constituency. Now people, tell me, what is the transparency in this? You're paying me a money, Carla. Dr. Mitchell is giving me a money to ensure Carla is looked after. She and 700 other persons. But you're paying me that money as a salary. So you're giving me that money on the hope or the belief that I would give it to my constituency. So we do things. That is how we do things. You give a party, you're saying to Grenadians, you're giving your ministers an increase so that they would be able to better serve the constituency. What is the transparency in ensuring that this money is given, will be given to the persons within the constituency? And in what manner? How are you going to do that? So it means that you're going to see your parliamentary representative within your constituency and stop him and say, so give me $300. And he give it to you, and he writes it on a piece of paper and brings it to the Prime Minister. At the end of the month, I give Mrs. Jones and her husband $300. I gave Mr. Jack $4. I gave. That is how you expect it to happen? I mean, if that's not ludicrousy, I don't know what is. That the justification given is that you give them to better serve the constituency as an increase in salary in their personal duties being performed. What obligates me that I am working hard to ensure you get? You have to give me more. You have to give me money put aside from my salary to deal with them. And then the other reason given, you say to them, to the people, that would help curb corruption. So you know who you hired then. So you basically gave them more money so that they wouldn't do anything within the party that is corrupting. You gave $2,000 from the start that is being said to be given to drivers. The other day, my friend and I was counting how many ministers of government are we seeing around the place with drivers. Dr. Clarice Modest still have a driver. Dr. Keith Mitchell still have a driver. Peter David, based on where he's going, he still have a driver. Kate Lewis, she still have a driver. Well, her husband. And so too, Miss Pierre, based on where she going, her husband would carry her there. You better you give them, because they have drivers. Ron Bunks, he alone in the vehicle. Cornwall Bunks, he alone in the vehicle. Tevin Bunks, he alone in the vehicle. But where the drivers? Where are the drivers? The PM Bunks, they say he that is driving. In Springs. So all you don't have drivers. You all don't have drivers. And now you want the Grenadian people to accept the fact that you're giving more money to better serve our constituency. How is that possible? Where is the transparency in that? Where is the transparency in that? How are we showing? How are we going to show that when you give brother Andy Williams that money, is not to pay out for previous debts? How are we sure that when you give it to Miss Delma Thomas, is not to aid her son in the development of his business? You come and tell the Grenadian people you give them more money to better serve the constituency. So then allocate fundings for your constituency. So if your constituency is given $5,000 every month, and so you give them that $5,000 aside from their salary, and so they would have to give some form of information or so at the end of each month as to the spending. And so if there are some months where we have rollover that we use 2,000 and here 3,000, we give 5 again next month, it come 8 and it roll over. But you put it on my salary and telling me I have to give people. Anywhere I see, anywhere I see ministers of government, ask them for money. It's all your own. That's what the Prime Minister say he give them for. So they cannot tell you, like when the brother went on the live and say he don't have more money in your account. Brother Tevin, when he went on and say he don't have no money in account. So anyway you see them now, ask them for money. Fear not. Ask your ministers and parliamentarians for money. Even on the opposition side too. Because the Prime Minister say he give them for that. Because I'm certain that even if you meet Dr. Modest, Clarice Modest, and you don't have to ask her, she may just give you. So I don't understand the justification, ladies and gentlemen, in what the Prime Minister would have said. What is the justification? You as a party are given the opportunity to choose an individual to be your candidate. And your vetting must coincide with you accepting who that person be. So when you get them in, you have to know that they're not financially well to be a parliamentarian. You don't have to wait until they come and then say they beggy. You have to can be at a position, where you should not choose somebody that is beggy. And so when you could think about the cast of the new National Party, well, persons who were doctors, qualified this, qualified that, had a PhD in this. So outside of that, they would have had their levels of education. But you go and take fellas who don't have subjects, fellas who they in SU since the clock and church, it was a watch. When you take this kind of fellas and them to be candidate, what you expect? You take Miss Congeniality from Guav. You take a fella that riding scooter in St. Mark's. So what you expect? What is it that you're expecting? You expected that they come inside there with monies like you did? No. It's what you collected, it's what you accepted as the political leader. You accepted that. And now you're telling the Grenadian people, I have to pay them because they don't have. Well, something wrong with that. So you choose them, you bring them in, they won the election, and now you're telling me, watch me, only vote for them, but really and truly, they didn't really have money, so I don't give them to help you. What gives? What gives? So you vote some people in power, to give them money, because they don't have. They don't have. Because I'm certain that many persons still can attest that they go to certain persons on the opposition side, and without whatever government was giving them before, they were still pushing their hand in their pocket and giving somebody a little pankwai. Because they have put themselves in the position, in a sustainable position. They place themselves in the position, well, it's only the one that ball in number 10 ball, because she thought she was in government forever. So she buy this, she had that, she had mortgage all over the place. And then she expected the opposition to fend her money, just give her money. Every month she had to pay things. She had to go buy doctor, she had to go buy lawyer, she had to buy plaster, she had to buy butter. The opposition should have just given her. But when you in those positions, you put yourself You put yourself in that position where at the end of the day, you have to have in the back of your mind that, hey, tomorrow may come and we might be out of power. Tomorrow may come and we may not be in office. But you don't do that. But you're blaming the people in whom gave you the opportunity to serve your constituency. And now, Prime Minister saying you can beggy to be politician, but you come back in the same breath speaking about you the beggy. That me that say you that drag yourself down that line, you that put yourself up on the wall for the firing line, ladies and gentlemen. So with another wonderful session, I must say I'm pleased this evening session, because I tell you I come fiery. I didn't come without ammunition, so they are come fiery, I come blazing. Because I say today, I don't easing up, I don't want nobody tell me slow down, I don't want nobody tell me don't say that, I say all kind of things today. And to the persons who are here unwelcomed, dissatisfied, who don't want to be here but are here listening from the outside, go and tell them what I say. She did not address the house in the manner that we expected to in her professional capacity. No, they just come and they doesn't open it. They doesn't open it. They don't open it at all. They're staying outside and they're watching, because as they click, they would realize they become a part of the viewing cast. So even if we see in 150 something day, actually it's about 2 something, because you have about 70 of them listening, but they're afraid to come in the classroom. They're afraid to come inside. Come inside. Don't stand up outside. Pull up your socks. Don't stand up in the corridor there. Rain, come in. Come in the classroom. Have a seat. Sit down close to Miss Marilyn Ferguson. Take notes from earlier on in class. What you missed, she took it down. So sit down there. You have a pencil. Look, we have pencil. Look, we lend you a pencil. Look, a pencil. We have. And for those with the fake pages, welcome. Welcome. You all are commoners. Come sit in the house. And the thing about it, I can call people. I am in a position. Let me say this. I am in a position to call persons commoners, because it speaks to a commoner is like if you have a royal position. I'm a prince. You know, royalty goes with my name. I'm royalty, James. And so I can call persons commoners. Ladies and gentlemen, it was another wonderful day of class in session. I want to say it was very, very, very heartwarming to have you guys here this evening again. And so I love the viewing cast today. I did enjoy your company. Persons were in the conversation and right there, right? I want them to note everything that I said. It can be played back. I will be saving I will be saving it. So if you want to cut it up in whatever way that you all want to, fine. And as I always tell people, I am no longer, you understand me? That part of me no longer entertain personal character assassination to score political points. I've done that. I am no longer a slave to fear. Because you know why? I am a child of God. So do whatever, say whatever. The information that I disseminated here, if you in any way can break it down and speak of it differently and say to me, this is not what was said, this is not what she meant, this is not what was meant or what was said or what have been said, you can prove to me otherwise, then I may entertain you based on the notion that you're human, but I don't normally deal with commoners. Let me behave myself. Grand Back in Time Christmas dance, ladies and gentlemen, is taking place on Boxing Night. That would be at the Duquesne RC Center. $15. Single couples, $25. That would be on December the 26th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the PM. Dress code in full effect. Red, white, black, or any combination. DJ, there will be a popular DJ. Sorry, didn't have the DJ name. My apologies. DJ will be there. Lots of eats and drinks will be on sale. Best dressed couple, best dressed male and female, and best dancing couple. You get the opportunity to win. All right, and this is one of the new ads that I would have gotten in the past few days, so get used to this one. This here is locally made, so get used to this. All right.
Are you having problems with pain? Well, we've got the solution. Use Nut Magic Pain Reliever today and feel the pain fade away. Nut Magic Pain Reliever is produced right here in Grenada by Black Gold Enterprise and can be used for the relief of sore muscle, joint pain, cramps, backaches, arthritis, and other related symptoms. It's magic in a bottle. You can find Nut Magic Pain Reliever at major pharmacies and supermarkets on the island. Call or WhatsApp Black Gold Enterprise at 458-1330. Look for Nut Magic Pain Reliever on Facebook and on Instagram, or send us an email at bgegrenada@gmail.com. Get yours today and say goodbye to pain. It's magic in a bottle.
It's magic.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is locally made, and so I want you all to get used to this one. All right, to the people out there in St. Mark's, this one is coming up. Andra, if you're there on Thursday, we read this.
Come and enjoy a true local Christmas celebration at the Sunset City Christmas Fiesta on Thursday the 14th December, starting at 3 p.m. with bouncing castle for the kids, fun competition, face painting, karaoke, loads of giveaways, live concert, and music and more. And the delicious foods, bakes and fish cake, Tanya log, Spanish water, wild meat, black cake, local wine, sorrel and ginger beer, punch and cream and more, and so much to give away. Come enjoy a Christmas Fiesta in St. Mark's. Sunset City is a place to be on the 14th of December on Diamond Street in Victoria. Santa is going to be there, hosted by the St. Mark's Parliamentary Office with partners and friends. It's the Sunset City Christmas Fiesta.
A Merry Christmas to you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I would be the host for the concert part of the evening, and we would be interacting with persons during the day. So be in St. Mark's on Thursday, right? It's going to be an epic one. All right, don't forget, we have added to the cast, we have Tamara Singingbird, Akeda Lewis, we have Sonika McKee, and Karis the band. They're part of the cast. So be in Victoria on Thursday, and on Saturday we're out there in this one out there in Current. All right.
Sailors Promotion, in collaboration with Focus Enterprises, presents Bingo and Dance on Saturday, 16th December at the Fusion Restaurant and Bar, located in Corinth, Big Yard, opposite St. David Marina entrance. Win prizes like ham, cases of drinks, shopping vouchers, mattresses, veranda chairs, electric kettle, a night out for two, cash prizes, and much more. Bingo tickets are just $20. Action starts at 3 p.m. and bingo at 6 p.m. A solid bar awaits you with lots of eats on sale. Hosted by Royalty James, it's Bingo and Dance on Saturday, December 16th. Don't miss it.
It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget, finally, we have Filmo's Wild Meat Cook-Up and After Party. That would be on Saturday, the 23rd of December. Menu: goat, manico, rami, monkey, duck, tattoo, iguana, plus more, right? Rush Entertainment Club, that's in Guava State in St. John's. Starting time 6 p.m. After party in the club, powered by Ben Leg Sound System. All right, so go out and be a part of the many events that will be happening in the next few days coming up, heading towards the Christmas Day. All right, and then the other big event, my anniversary, my first year anniversary, is going to be on the 26th, and I pray God is going to be a good one. Right, I want to say good evening to my wife and my kids who are home, and blessings to each and every one of you who have taken the time off to listen this evening. And so we want you to have a blessed evening. See you again tomorrow. Somebody's asking when ClassRoom is going on holiday. I am hoping to see many of you guys Thursday night in Victoria. Many of you guys who can make it to Victoria on Thursday, be there. We can have a good time. the classroom could actually have a good time on that night because it's going to be a lot of entertainment. I would be there, and once I'm there, there's going to be entertainment. All right. So on Thursday, but however, my last program before the Christmas season might be next Wednesday. All right. So school may close just next Wednesday, but however, the Talking Point program and the many other programs might be still aired. May have to have conversation with other persons, but however, we want to say thank God that we would have had the opportunity to have such a wonderful year. We are going into another year, and so God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. I want to ensure that at the end of the year, persons would be satisfied that they would have served whatever purpose this year, right? However, we're seeing that a few persons are going down spontaneously. I was wowed by one of the deaths yesterday. That's a guy who works on the Rum Runner, and so this one really, had me aback. But however, God give it and He take it away, and I guess that's His work, and so we're not to question, but however, to continue to give thanks and praise to the Almighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you. We would see again tomorrow, where we would continue the remainder of our conversation as we did today. All right. So God's blessings, and we would be back again tomorrow.
Check, check, check. It's a beat to the bling representing for DJ Soca Holly. You run the place, you lock the place, keeping it real all the time. Boogie and dancing straight.
Time to leave me, Lucille, for hungry children and the crop in the field. I just don't understand. You're a real heartless woman. You're gone with the men from the mainland. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
This one boy may heart beat, they get shallow, in a sheep. He said it's a promise he must keep. If you can get home and then take sheep. This one was brought to my attention. Shallow pray for sheep more than woman. But he said it's hard in recession, so the sheep must have an abortion. Boy, I never see nothing so yet. One government with two cabinet. Bound to lie is leader of the gang. So they running rings around Tillman. If they feel that tongue people sleeping, Pam Manuel judgment they come in. Tongue people say brimstone and fire. For what bound to lie do to Peter? If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't have no stone. And if you see good mess on that hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there's plenty of them calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. Jumping plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman, please take charge of NDC. A set of jokers in government, dotation grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work, and for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill. Daddy only taking the money and making a set up a booty. There's man said that he replaced the skin, not even a shoes that he buying. But for Carnival he surprised me, brand new clothes boy if you see daddy. So I went and talked to my papi and listened the question I'm asking. And when you get that new clothes the daddy, which color that man in the party? Are you alone on that style the daddy? The queen for England have no back daddy. And when you get that new clocks, the daddy, which color that man in the party? Are you alone on that style, the daddy? The queen for England have no back daddy. Catchers, Grenadians, they're real angry, and so they upset with NDC. Everywhere you go, all where you pass, same story, NDC playing the ras. People catching hell in the country, but NDC blind like they can't see. Folk more short man abracadabra. In Swahili means bring back Jonah. Old parasite, lazy years a house, living happy in a big wall house, watching TV and on phone holy. A Bakuntan man king at TV, like a sitting dog pushing the lock. Why the hell he go and look for work? He win the first prize convincingly. The laziest man of the century. If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't help no stone. And if you see good mess on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there's plenty of them calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. Cold pot telling potty bam bam black. What kind of green foolishness is that? Kesho take the beam from OTI before calling Nazim Bong to lie. All them nasty things he did before to Grenadians 15 years ago. My assessment now is harsh but brief. Nazim Bong to like he used to thief. Karim say he real sorry for me. Sheldon and Michael get real angry. Blaze and Butch laughing kiki. They say I don't watch me girl. Like she give me sweat macaroni. They say she have me real chupidi. But I tell them love is what she got. And she have me rust in that tight spot. Because she hold me and she squeeze me and put me in
Talkaholic, you know it.
And in the night when I'm feeling horny, she put me in a tight spot. Oh, in a tight spot. Since I know Roxanne, she bam bam flat. All of a sudden she bam get fat. Roxanne creating false impression. They say Roxanne wearing false bam bam. Soca Monarch night was real drama. Roxanne say she bam bam squeezing her. She zip down she pants and take she hand and pull out a brand new false bam bam. Video calls Roxanne call me cussing. Jerry come a false bam bam missing. Some people have real teeth in habit. On me line someone pass and take it. If they want one make the sacrifice. Cause you less have it for a good price. I launching an investigation to find out who teeth me false bam bam.
If you living in glass house, you shouldn't help no stone. And if you see goodness on her heel, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there's plenty of name calling. So if your name is Jack, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you.
Jericho, you have to be crazy. That is what an old woman tell me. Tribalism mixed with corruption. Jonah good at in opposition. Jonah Bola, Nimrod and Gregory and all them losers in NNP will continue crying like baby and braying like Royston the donkey. My girlfriend in they combine me now. She gone for the week by she mother. Bring ketchup, some cheese and real flour. We go drink flank and make pizza. So while Chris and Ari are fetting, Chris' girlfriend tack back and she catch him. Chris' girlfriend was just in time to see Chris and Ari are doing the doggy. Tessa, there is no one else but you. Like good food, I love you and it's true. Honey, Tessa, break my heart in two. Oh babes, there is no one else but you. Dress up in my straight jeans and fitted. Me lipstick and road but committed. We drinking Red Bull and rum at home. Tessa, girl, I'm in your comfort zone.
If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't help no stone. And if you see goodness on her heel, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there's plenty of name calling. So if your name is Jack, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't help no stone. And if you see goodness on her heel, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when quarantine coming, there's plenty of name calling. So if your name is Jack, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you.
Check. You know it's a beat to the bling represented for DJ Soca Holic. You run the place, you love the place, keeping it real all the time. Boogie and dancing straight.